Alright guys, so against my better judgment, I decided to invest a little bit more into Mr. Sinister, and honestly, I don't think it's worth it. And what I want to say right now is directly towards the Marvel Future Fight team. This game is almost 7 years old, and it's been making progressively less and less money each year. And I see the problem, so I don't know how you guys don't see the problem. So I'll tell it to you like this. You guys seem to be of this fascination, this burning desire to make characters useful for game modes that most of your players don't care about. Looking at Mr. Sinister, I think he could be a good character, but he's a good character or could be a good character for a game mode that majority of your players don't care about because you haven't been taking care of it. I'm talking about Alliance Conquest. People have been begging you for years to improve the game mode to the point where it could be a staple, right? Alliance Conquest has so much potential because it uses your entire roster every single week, and you go into a situation against different alliances every week that is completely different. Some weeks you'll fight some strong alliances, some week you'll fight some weak ones. Some weeks certain characters will pop off and do better than others because of how the teams that you're fighting with them are. The problem with you guys is you only focus on making these characters good for random game modes. Like Mr. Sinister, sure, he could be top tier for AC, but do you think that 90, 80, 50, 60, 70, 40, 30% of your player base is going to go out there and build Mr. Sinister just because he's great for AC? Absolutely not. And that is why you guys are not making as much money as you used to make for this game. That's why the game is not as popular as it used to be. You guys, your priorities are out of whack. If your priority is about making money, you should make characters that are good for the game modes that matter, or make more of the game modes matter so people want to build these characters for those game modes. I don't understand what you guys don't understand. Comment down below, guys. Am I crazy? Am I delusional? Right? They just released Kingpin's uniform. And yes, more people bought the uniform for Kingpin. More people are satisfied for Kingpin than they are for Mr. Sinister. But let's be real. Even ABX, a lot of players don't care about. More players are playing ABX now, but that's partially due to you guys making it autoplay, right? So people can get free rewards by literally just putting their phone down and letting it run. My point is, you guys need to get your priorities straight. Mr. Sinister is a really awkward character to play, and even with a CTP of Rage, I'm finding that he's so lackluster that even though he's coming out in 2022 as one of the first uniforms, he's behind some of the uniforms that we got years ago. I'm talking 2021, maybe even 2020. And I'm going to show you guys exactly what I mean. Let me ask you this. Right now, even though this guy is a meta character for ABX and Squad Battle, would you buy the uniform for Bullseye? No, right? Most of you guys are going to tell me no. Why? Because it's old, it's quote-unquote outdated, even though technically it's not, because I still use him in Squad Battle every week to try and get myself rank 1, to get Mandalay Gem Fragments, which are very, very precious because we're always getting awakened characters, right? So even though he's valuable for a game mode that does kind of matter, right, which is a more valuable game mode than the one that this guy is quote-unquote valuable for, people are still having a hard time deciding to buy it. I'm not sure what these guys are not seeing, because it's clear as day to me. Make more game modes matter, or make the characters and these uniforms relevant for the game modes that do matter. Right now, World Boss Legend is where people are trying to push. They're trying to get to stage 99. You're not releasing new bosses. So what you should do is make the characters that you are releasing and the uniforms that you're giving to characters that do already exist, make them matter for the content that is relevant for whatever time period they're getting released. It just doesn't make sense. You want to make money, yes, but you shouldn't want to make money at the expense of your players' satisfaction. You should want your players to be satisfied spending money, right? You want them to feel like every time they buy something from you, they're satisfied, even if it's not like, oh my God, blow us away, Spider-Man 2.0. You want them to feel satisfied every single time, so Oh my god, everybody's just spamming me right now. So they keep buying stuff from you. I just don't understand. Anyways, I'm gonna show you guys just how lackluster this guy's damage output is. His survivability is not the greatest either for PvE content. And again, for him to be relevant in timeline battle, you're gonna need this artifact, which is locked behind an RNG crapshoot. And then on top of that, you're probably only gonna get a 4-star variant unless you're extremely lucky. And then for him to be the top meta in timeline battle, you gotta ban the top dogs, the real top dogs, the head honchos, right? The Doctor Dooms, the Sentries, the Spider-Man, the Wolverines, you name it. They gotta get banned for him to even get a glimmer of hope. Let me know in the comments if I'm insane, right? But I maxed out his ISO set against my better judgment. And I gave him a CTP of range. I might give him a judgment if you guys want to see that. So get this video up to, I don't know, 666 likes, because you know, Sinister, and that's a Sinister number. Anyways, I gotta admit, it's been a while since I played Mr. Sinister, and I kind of fumbled the bag, so I wasn't really using the proper rotation for him, because Mr. Sinister on his 3rd skill, he gives himself this 70% attack buff based on the amount of clones that he currently has on the field, right? So I was actually supposed to be using 2, 1, or 1 then 2, whichever one, to put out more clones on the field. By the way, you notice that one of the clones look like him and the other one doesn't. It looks like one of the robots, but they're both his summons, right? So whenever you're using Mr. Sinister, you're supposed to go 1, 2, then you're supposed to go 3, 4, or you can go 6, 3, 4, and then proc on 5. It's gonna be really difficult to hit a normal proc with him. Frankly, even a rage proc is gonna be difficult with Mr. Sinister, because when you go 1, look at how many hits is on that. Then you go 2, and look at the time you're also eating up, right? So, because you need to let those skills play out to get the summons up. So what you could do for your first rotation, you could go 6, 3. Actually, 3 wouldn't even matter because you have to get the summons up, right? Yeah, he's really awkward to play. So let's try him out and let's look at his DPS, boys. And trust me when I say, compared to some of the older characters, like even Bullseye, like sure, Bullseye will die on you and stuff, but on stage 35 here, he's a massive letdown. I'll use Proxima's lead so none of his attacks really get dodged, because he only has 33% ignore dodge. So you can see right there. So I'll give him 70% ignore dodge, so nothing gets dodged. You can see his full DPS, I guess. It's kind of abysmal. Like, with you constantly having to put out the summons, delaying his rotation, you're gonna miss your proc so often. So I'm gonna go 2, 1, and I'm gonna go 3, 6, 4. See, like by the time I get to the 5 and even the 6, the proc is completely gone again. So he's so awkward to play. Like, if his summons came out instantly, that would be great. That would be a good start. If the buff on the 3rd skill also activated right away without having to let the skill play out almost entirely, that would be great as well. But like, oh man. So yeah, that's 1 summon. That's 2 summon. Then I'm gonna wait, I guess. Then go 6, 3. We get the buff, then we go 4, then we go 5. You can see we get a little bit more damage. Now we put out the summons again. Okay, more summons out, but the poison is killing them. I don't even know what just healed him. I guess that's his passive. It's really weird to find the proper timing for this guy. Come on. Between him getting stunned by the cage, the blade twister, and everything else, it's just... he's not a fun character to play. Wow, his summons... Okay, I thought his summons were both dead, so I was like waiting to possibly put them back up, but then apparently one of them was alive. He's really an annoyance. I don't think this character was built for PvE, and the PvP game mode that they want him to be good for, like, they're building it for 1% of the game. How do you survive, like, as a game that's trying to make money, right? Building, I don't know what these guys are thinking. You can't be making characters for 1% of the player base. I'm sorry. Even if I am somebody who plays top 100 AC and he could be beneficial to me, as a business strategy, it's not wise for the longevity of your game for you to be making characters and uniforms for less than 1% of your player base, unless you guys know something that I don't, because I'm constantly looking for new players for my alliance for AC, and I'm having a hard time finding them. So I have a strong feeling that they don't exist. Right? You guys may be wondering, yo, why are you waiting so long to activate your 6 skill? Well, I have to make sure my summons are out, and then I also have to make sure that the buff on my 3rd skill is active, and then by the time I do all that prep, you know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of playing Deadpool when he first came out, when you had to stack all the defense down before you could actually do any real damage. You guys remember base kit Deadpool? That's what he reminds me of. And we all know that base kit Deadpool is like, in today's era, is not that great, right? Like, this is not good damage, boys. And we can say it's the rage all we want, but I can promise you it's not just the rage. He's just not good. You know what's even like more gut-wrenching? When you do all the prep to set up all the summons and then they die before you can land your proc on your skills. Look how long it's taking for this. Guys. Oh my gosh. Look how long it's taking for this man, bro. Like, it's too much prep. It really is too much. They got to get rid of the wind-up time for him to summon his characters. They need to come out right away. The buff on the 3rd skill needs to happen right away. He needs a lot of work. I think if we take much longer than this, like, Nola's just gonna kill us. Like, that was actually not a bad rotation, but I think we have like 15 seconds before Nola decides, like, okay, I've had enough. Wow. This is terrible. This is actually terrible. Actually terrible, guys. Let me show you something. Look at Bullseye. Again, this is a uniform that majority of you guys are not gonna buy. Let me take you out of there because you only buff energy attack. I'll put you in there, I guess. I guess people are gonna say this makes a big difference. It's whatever. Right? But look at how much more damage Bullseye does, okay? And again, this is a uniform that majority of you guys are gonna tell me you're not gonna buy, even though he's technically still meta. But look at how little prep is required. Alright? And look at how much more damage he does. Yes, he gets guard broken. So tell me, this is a uniform from however many years ago, right? For a character that is technically a free-to-play character. Well, not even technically. He's literally a free-to-play character. Sinister is a paywall character. So tell me, how are these guys trying to survive again? Oh, wait, it's the artifact system. Oh, you're trying to become a millionaire from the artifact system. Ah, okay. Right. I see. Yes, I know Bullseye doesn't have a way to heal, so eventually he's gonna die. Right, but he what's it called? Sinister can't do damage either, so eventually he's gonna lose. Frankly, it's just quite a disappointment. And I know you guys are gonna be like, oh, Bullseye's not that great either. Okay, cool. What about Loki? Let's not blame it on the CDP of Rage, because we know Loki's great with a CDP of Rage, even in World Boss Legend. Let's just put that out there, okay? So we know they can make characters that work really well in World Boss Legend, even with the CDP of Rage. Exhibit A. Okay? So I don't know, guys. I think Mr. Sinister has way too much prep, and they put way too much value into the artifact system and what they were trying to like monetize for the character. Where's my... Wow. My proc was like way off. Yeah, this time it came on time. Alright, let me just stop right there. Alright, cool. Alright, let's go. I guess I know Loki is like an anomaly, right? But I realistically just want to show you guys again why when people tell me this game is pay to win, sometimes I laugh because like look at Loki. Loki's a free-to-play character, right? You ain't got to do nothing crazy to get Loki, and Loki's making a paywall character looks like an absolute joke, right? Mr. Sinister is impossible to get now for free, let's be honest, right? And then when you get his uniform, it's gonna be almost impossible to level it up without a mega mythic ticket. So I don't know what these guys are thinking, frankly. But anyways, guys, I don't want to spend 30 minutes here rambling, so you can tell me what I'm doing wrong with Mr. Sinister, why I'm seeing absolutely no DPS out of this guy, right? Maybe, like I said, they just want him to be good for Alliance Conquest, and if that's the case, maybe in 2022 they're gonna turn Alliance Conquest into a staple in this game. But we've been saying maybe they should do something about Alliance Conquest for the longest time, and these guys don't listen to us. They don't even listen to their pockets that is literally bleeding because they're making characters that are only relevant for game modes that majority of their players don't care about. Make it make sense to me. But again, they have the numbers, so maybe they're seeing something that we're not seeing. Maybe majority of the players do play Alliance Conquest. Maybe majority of the players are spending money on characters like Sinister for Alliance Conquest and we just don't know about it. But frankly, I highly doubt that because my rank would look much different if there were thousands of players out there rushing to go buy this uniform for Mr. Sinister, right? And getting his artifact. There's no way in hell I would be at rank 270. Absolutely no way. Because I don't even have this man's uniform at Mythic. So I think I know what I'm talking about, or at least a little bit of what I'm talking about. I'm gonna wrap it up here, guys. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments, man. I'm gone. Peace.